Thanks. Zoom. Can you turn that off, or is that just like that's forever going to be a feature of Zoom every time you record? I think it's a security.
That's the first time I've heard it, so I think it's new. Like I've seen the pop-up, but I've never had the voice.
Yeah, and it's happening like every meeting that I'm in now. It happens. Anyway, I'll after this I'll look for a preference to like turn that off. But anyway, welcome everyone to the kickoff for our second ever career lab. So used to saying Collab Lab that I almost said Collab Lab. Yeah, so we're super excited to do this for a second time. Like I said, we did it for the first time after the last cohort and it went pretty well. I think people got a lot out of it. I think it's going to be even better this time. It's a little more buttoned up. We got kind of our material in shape, and we're kind of reorganized a few things to make it just more clear, sort of when you're expected to do certain things. I do want to point out we have closed captioning running on this call. So if it would be helpful for you to see text of what we're saying, hit the closed caption button in the Zoom controls. And it's not always perfect, but sometimes it's funny. So anyway, so welcome. I want us to do like a quick round of introductions. Maybe we'll just say, pronounce your name for us and tell us what your pronouns are, and then what your involvement with Collab Lab has been so far. So if you were you're a participant on, like a developer on a team or a mentor, or kind of like what's your relationship to what we're doing. And I will go first, and then we'll hand it off, have each person hand off to the next person to keep it moving. So I'm Andrew. I'm the founder of Collab Lab. You may have known that. My pronouns are he, him. I'm in Portland, Oregon, by the way, too. Stacie, you want to go?
I'm Stacie, co-founder of Collab Lab. She, her, hers. And I'm in Sacramento. That wasn't a thing, but hi.
Oh, yeah.
I'll pass it to Steve.
I'm Steve Gardner, my mentor her. It's been a while. He, him, and I'm in the US Virgin Islands.
Pass it off to somebody.
And I will pass it off to Luis.
Hey, I'm Luis, and he, him, and I was also a mentor for the spring cohort. I'll be a mentor for the summer one as well. And I'm in Sacramento. I'll pass it off to Daria.
Hi, I'm Daria. I was a mentee in Luis's group. She, her, and I'm in Toronto, Canada. And I will pass it to Karen.
Hi, I'm Karen, and I was a mentee in this cohort, and I had the pleasure of working with Daria and Luis. I didn't think I said my pronoun. He, his, him. And I am based in like an hour's away from Toronto, Canada. And I will pass it on to April. Is there an
all right. I'm April. She, her pronouns, and this is my first time mentoring. So I'm jumping into Career Lab here in the spring, and then I'll be officially mentoring in the summer cohort. And I am in Southern California, just outside of Los Angeles. And Jessica.
Hi, my name's Jessica Woudsma. She, her, hers pronouns. I was just a developer just now in TCL 23, and I am in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And I'll go ahead and pass it to my cohort mate, James.
Hey, I'm James. I am he, him, his, and I'm in Austin, Texas. And I was as Jessica mentioned, a developer in TCL 23, and we had a lot of fun. And I will pass it off to looking a lot of pressure. David, maybe?
Hi, I'm David. I go by he, him, and I was a mentor in TCL 15, and hopefully in the next cohort I will be mentoring again, and yeah, happy to be here again. I'm based on Valencia, Spain.
Who's next, David?
Oh, Adam.
Hi there, my name is Adam Schilling, go by he, him. I was a mentee and developer in TCL 21. It's finishing up now. I'm originally from London, but I live in New York City. And I will pass it on to John Hyland.
Hello, my name is John. I am the something.
Oh, it's Cynthia. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I'm John. Pronouns are they, them. I am the manager of the Ignite program. So I've hired a few Collab folks. And this is my second time helping out with the Career Lab. I will pass it on to Cynthia.
Thank you. My name is Cynthia Iradukonda from Rwanda. I was a mentee, she, her, and I'm happy to be part of this Career Lab. I'll pass it to Ibrahim.
My name is Ibrahim. I was a mentee of TCL 25. So pronoun is he and him. So I'm from Nigeria, and I'm going to pass it to Katya.
Hi everyone, I'm Katya, she, her, hers are my pronouns. I am a TCL 25 mentee and a baby dev. And I think when you are a baby dev, there is a lot more correction than there are wins, lots of doing things wrong and lots of things to forget and learn. So I'm here to prepare for the leap into a coding career. I forgot, I don't know who else is left.
I think Anna and Camilla are left.
Okay, Anna, do you want to go next?
Okay, my name is Anna, and I am developer of TCL 24. Pronouns her and she. I'm from Colombia, and I'm going to pass to Camila.
My name is Camila. My pronouns are she, her, and I was a developer in TCL 24, and I'm excited to get started with this Career Lab. I think there's a lot of things to learn, and yeah, I'm excited.
Nice. I see Juan. Yeah, Juan just joined, so, and I think he's last. Yeah. So Juan, we're just doing name, pronouns, how you're connected to the Collab Lab, and then where you're located, if you want to say that.
Hey, sure. So my name is Juan. I'm my pronouns are he, his, him. I live in Montreal, Canada, but I'm originally from Colombia. I'm gonna be a mentor helping with this great project.
Yeah. And Juan, you mentored, which team were you a mentor for this last?
Oh, TCL 21.
Yeah, 21, that's right. Yeah, cool. All right. That's everybody on the call, and we have a few more people who aren't here who are going to participate with us, but they'll watch the recording. But so it's so fun to have people from all over the world joining in and supporting each other and helping each other get better at all these things. Finding a job is its own whole skill set, and it's not the same as being a developer. So that's why we created this program. We're going to spend 2 weeks. The first week, we're going to help you get better at getting the interview. Okay, so we're going to do things like make sure your LinkedIn is kind of like really polished. You know, some like kind of things around sort of how to tell your story as a developer, and like kind of how you, like a lot of you are career switchers and that kind of thing. So what that story is, make that story compelling. So that first week is all about that. And then the second week is about how to help you do well once you get the interview. So we will, we'll give you some interviewing tips and things. We're gonna sort of live demo an interview. So mentors are gonna interview each other in front of you live, so you can kind of see how a professional developer would answer some of these questions. We'll give you some time to practice. We'll do some mock interviewing and things. And hopefully, this through the course of these 2 weeks, all that stuff is going to give you just a little more confidence going into it. Kind of give you some language around how to talk about some of these things, and just some practice. Like this is any skill. It just takes, you have to just do it to get better at it. So hopefully at the end of this, you're all in a better place for getting that job. So whether it's the first one or the next one. So I don't know, Stacie, if you want to screen share maybe, and we can start to kind of walk through the program a little bit.
Yeah, sure. Before we do that,
yes,
as Andrew mentioned, this is only the second time ever that we've done Career Lab. So there are endless refinements we could be making, but we won't know what those are unless you tell us. So please be very open and transparent with your feedback, because it's the only way we can learn and grow and make this even better the next time that we do it. And if you want to contribute next time, please do. We would love to have you help. It's a very mentor and mentor heavy program. So we need a lot of hands on deck, because it's got to be a very human experience. Interviewing and finding a job is a very human experience. There's a lot you can't automate. So we need your insights. Okay, let me screen share. Enough of that. And on the same kind of note, there are things that aren't totally buttoned up. And so bear with us, help us make improvements if you can. And we'll get through this together and we'll all learn and grow. Let's do it. Okay, move my Zooms. Okay, so in Slack, I've shared a link to this Notion. Does everybody have access to it? Were you all able to get in and see the program overview? If you weren't, please let us know, because it's going to be very important that you can get in here. But high level, you'll pop into the program overview, and what you'll see here is everything that needs to be done during Career Lab, every session, every synchronous, asynchronous session that you'll need to do with a date or date range next to it. And then to the right here, you'll see all of your names. And the idea is that once you've completed the thing, you can check the box to keep track of what you've done and what you still need to do. So shall we just go through them one by one, Andrew? Sound good?
Yeah, I think, let's do that. So, and you can all practice this by going through and checking your name under the sync. The Career Lab Kickoff, because that's the meeting we're in now. So so the first thing we're going to do, we have an async task for you, which is for you to watch. There are 3 short videos and some written instruction from a career coach that we've worked with, Crystal, who's amazing. And you basically have some homework here to watch the videos and then go through your own LinkedIn profile and just make sure that you, each of the things that she talks about there are kind of meeting the guidelines around, we're editing live while we're here. But anyway, so it's really good, really good direction. She's a super experienced career coach. So, and the videos have really great explanations. So you'll do that kind of asynchronously on your own. And then we will have a Q&A session to follow up on the LinkedIn profiles. So that's basically where we will, whoever's available will get on a call. We'll go through the different things and just kind of talk, if you have questions, if things weren't clear, hey, I did it this way, is that okay? All those kinds of questions. We will have some time synchronously for you to get those things answered. And then in between, actually Tuesday, we're going to have a session on how to tell your story. So Lisa Smith is an engineering manager at Netflix, and she's given this before. I've seen this talk before, and it's really great about just how to kind of make a compelling story from your own experiences and share that with people. So that's the first couple of days. And I don't know if maybe you want to talk a little bit, Stacie.
Sure. Doesn't matter who does it. So yeah, in the first week, again, we're kind of prepping your story. Your LinkedIn is part of your story. So like Andrew says, you'll have this work that you need to do by yourself. We'll watch a presentation and talk with Lisa. We'll have a Q&A where you can ask questions. A lot of people come and they're like, because what to include on your LinkedIn is super helpful and helps you get things in order, but there's still a lot of questions that are like up for, your personal preference and stuff. Like, what do you call yourself at Collab Lab? Like, how do you want to list that on LinkedIn? How do you want to list your maybe freelance projects you've been doing? Any questions you might have as you're going through that, bring to this session, or just post in the Career Lab channel. People will be in there and can answer them while you're working on it. Be super noisy. And then, like, this is like a lot of hopping around, but you're gonna have this Q&A, and eventually at the end of the week, you're gonna actually submit that to a mentor for review. And the mentor is going to review it. They're gonna fill out a rubric and give you a lot of feedback on what exactly you could improve or what's really great and you should keep doing. So your pairings for who you need to send your LinkedIn to are listed here. So you'll find your name and you'll find the mentor. And this is their Slack name, so you should be able to find them pretty easily. Again, so much hopping around. This is in chronological order, not grouped by category. Okay, we'll also have a sync to the intro. Actually, you know what we should do? This belongs here. Editing live, sorry friends. Okay.
Yeah,
so
that makes more sense.
First week, you're prepping LinkedIn, prepping your story. Second week, you're interviewing and you're practicing the interview process. And what that starts with is this intro to the take-home assignment. So you'll each have a take-home assignment that, let's see, I think these details might be somewhere else. Let's see, here we go. No, okay. Anyway, there will be details on it.
There was a link on that page that I think maybe links to it. Yeah. Yeah, the take-home assignment is it's pretty like down there. So it's not super big. Like the real point of this is it's the scope of it is relatively small. It may not be super easy depending on how you approach it and things, but it's meant to not take a ton of time. And the point really is that you just do something, like do some work that then when you interview with a mentor, you have something to talk about. So you're going to be kind of going over your solution to the take-home assignment. But we're hopeful that the take-home assignment is not going to take too much time, because I didn't mention this in the intro, but the idea here is that hopefully you'll be able to spend roughly the same amount of time that you did in your Collab Lab project, which is around 5 hours a week. So we don't want you to spend 8 or 10 hours on the take-home assignment or something. So we tried to make it relatively small and kind of isolated. So if that's not the case, please let us know. If you find yourself spending a lot more time than that, then we need to know, and we'll try to make it better for the next group.
Totally. So Mindy's going to walk you through that take-home assignment and how you should be approaching that and what you should be doing. But like Andrew said, last time people were spending significant time on this, but nobody told us until it was like interview time came. And it's like, if you're getting close to the time that you can spend on it, like you just have to stop. And sometimes that's the case in real life too. You'll get a take-home assignment and you can't quite complete it. And you also need to know how to go into that interview without having completed it and still sell yourself. So do let us know. Okay, this is popped us up to the winter one. We need to organize that. Okay, so Mindy will walk you through what that looks like, some different ways to approach it. Then you'll complete the assignment. In the second week, you'll also have a session led by Indira on how to rock the technical interview, where she'll give you some tips on, how to talk through your assignment and, what kinds of things are important to know when going into a technical interview, which can be very intimidating. So come to that. All of the synchronous things will be recorded too if they happen to be out of your time zone. I know some of these don't quite align with our European African friends. Another sync we'll be having in the second week is watch our mentors interview each other, which is really fun and exciting. And I know John is going to be interviewing Indira. And what's the other one? Andrew, you're going to be interviewing?
Alejandro.
Alejandro? Okay. Andrew will be interviewing Alejandro. And the way that the interviews are set up next week, well, the week after, is that there's a job fit interview and there's a technical interview. And again, the technical interview will be based around a project that you've done, and you'll have some general engineering questions and talk about technical things. But then there's a job fit interview too, which you'll have at basically any company you'll interview for, just to make sure that you're a good culture add for their team. And you talk about your experiences and things that you value and how they align with the company's values. So you'll get to watch experienced mentors do both of those things and see how somebody who's been working in the field for a while would respond. Pick up on some tips. Okay.
Yep.
Then you'll have a pair interview practice. You are paired up with another collabie so that you can just go through these questions. There's job fit interview questions and technical interview questions, and kind of just talk through them, get experience talking through them before you actually get into one of these mock interviews. So you can just DM your partner and collaborate on a time to meet up for that. And you can put it in here and check the box next to your names when you're done with it. And eventually you'll have your mock interviews. Again, there will be two. There will be a job fit interview and there will be a technical interview. So if you scroll down here, you'll see who you're paired with. Again, just DM the mentor and schedule whatever time works for you both. In the technical interview, again, you'll be going over the take-home assignment that you completed earlier in the week. So job fit interview, make sure your interviewer has, so they know who you are.
Your sound's kind of cutting out, Stacie. No. Yeah, I'll take it from here. So I can't remember exactly where Stacie left off, but yeah, just be really communicative with the mentors who are interviewing you, with whoever you're like doing your practice interviewing. Just kind of be actively setting up times with everybody to make these things happen. The interviews, these two, the ones you do with the, I heard you for a second.
Yep, I'm back.
Oh, you're back. Those two interviews are going to be set up so that the interviewer asks you some questions, you get a chance to maybe ask some questions, and then some time for debrief. And then we're going to try to fit all that into an hour. So it won't be maybe as intense as what you'll see kind of when you're out interviewing, but it's all just to get you a little bit of practice at these things. The other thing I'll say is that for all of our Spanish speakers, you're all paired up with mentors who speak Spanish, so you can conduct your interviews in Spanish. So that's helpful.
Exactly. And it's like, I'm sure you all experienced this in your regular Collab Lab teams, where it's like, you might know what you're doing really well, but to articulate that to somebody who isn't involved is so much harder. So having the experience of just talking with somebody who wasn't on your team, who maybe doesn't know the projects you've worked on in the past or know you, can be a really valuable experience in just putting your words in the right order, so that when you do go into an actual interview, you're like, I said this sentence before, I can do it again. And it's like, takes a little bit of the pressure off. So those are mock interviews. And then Career Lab graduation, you've done it. And that's the end of it. So there's a lot in here. Again, like, be super mindful of the time that you're spending on Career Lab, because like one of our goals here is to break down the barriers into tech. And one of those is the time commitments that programs like these take. And so it's really important to us that this is fitting into the 5 hours that we hope that it will take. And it might not. And so if it's not, again, be super duper loud so that we can make adjustments and make this program for everyone.
Yeah, are there any questions or reactions to sort of the program that's set up, or any of the sessions?
I have a question.
Yeah.
This whole program looks amazing, and I can't wait to start learning all those things and applying them. But I was wondering, which of those steps that you outlined would be a good time to talk about cover letters, because that happens to be my weak spot.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's not something that we don't have a session specifically on that. Although Lisa's session about how to tell your story, she'll leave some time for questions there, and that seems maybe the most closely related topic. So, your cover letter is a place where you don't say the same things you say in your resume. It's really a way to kind of like give a narrative to like how you got to where you are and what interests you about the company and things. So that might be a good time to ask those questions.
Yeah,
and we could also
cover letters there. That would be a perfect one to ask about.
Yeah. And we can have a discussion in the channel too about that. You know, if that's not something that we cover sort of in enough depth.
Yeah, there's like a jobs channel too, and we've got a lot of like career professionals, like recruiters and stuff in there too. So if you ever have questions about anything that we don't cover here, be super noisy about it, because there are a lot of people in here who want to help and could give you some coaching if you needed help or look things over for you. So use the resources. The people are resources. I know that sounds rude, but they're there for you.
People can provide resources. Yeah. What else?
Yeah, I have a question about, not sure if it has been said, but when we do the asynchronous review of a LinkedIn profile, that feedback, are we sharing that with everyone, or it's only for?
Oh no, it'll be shared just with the developer, so with the Collabby. So as a mentor, yeah, you'll go through. So all the mentors, by the way, if you haven't already, should also watch those same videos, read through that page, all those resources, so that you are, and you know, everything is kind of meant to line up. So the rubric that you use to evaluate the LinkedIn is the same as the one that the people that are, you know, all the developers who are putting their LinkedIn together. You know, they match up one-to-one. So yeah, you'll give that feedback and provide it. Hopefully you can schedule, you know, find a time to, you know, 30 minutes or something to give that feedback directly, synchronously. If you can't, it's totally fine to maybe spin up a thread, a DM or something, and just see if the person has any questions about it there. It's a good question.
There'll be a rubric. Just be super detailed in it in case you don't have time to like connect synchronous.
Cool.
Other questions? It's like the mock interviews too, note, and like, I think, John, weren't you getting some job descriptions or something for the mock interviews, or somebody was?
Oh no, Angel was going to do that.
Angel was, because it's like, okay, sorry, John, put you on the spot.
That's okay.
Career guy. They're just mock interviews, so it's going to be a little bit more challenging to sort of like make things up because it's not an actual job. So just really try and get into the spirit of it and like wing it if you're like just trying to figure out like how your values align with a company's values, and just like lean on what you know and how you feel, rather than, you know, getting awkward like, I don't know how to respond to this because it's not a real thing, which hangs me up a lot. So get into it.
Yep. And then I just posted a link to, we have a really extensive list of job resources too. So things that we have kind of vetted to some degree at least. So, you know, if you have more time you want to spend on this, or even afterwards, you know, this is a good resource to come back to for a bunch of different topics related to job searching. And if there are things that you know of that you really love, we can add those to this page as well.
So can you clarify, Stacie? I know there was a discussion in the Slack group in regards to like the technical interview and whether there was going to be a specific job target for, you know, utilizing. And I believe the advice was to pretend that you were applying to the mentor's job, like a company. So is that not?
I think that works well. No, that works really well, because you are familiar with your own company, right? So, you know, if the person has questions like, oh, what is it like to work there, and that kind of thing, you're well equipped to answer that.
Right.
So that's totally fine.
Otherwise, I'm gonna get into some like, wait, what? Too?
Let me make something up. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe message your mentee before you interview with them and be like, this is the company. Like, if you want to take a quick look at like our values page or something, you can.
Yeah, and I might even have a job post on our board that I can, you know, use as a reference or something too, just to get the sense. But also the next question I had then is, as the mentor doing the interview, the Collabby will reach out to schedule, or should I reach out?
Yeah, what do you think, Stacie? I'd like the developers to take responsibility for it personally.
I think that's good. Yeah.
You all can do that, right?
Reach out to mentors. That seems reasonable.
Yeah. So when there's things that need to happen, like you're paying attention to the schedule, you're like, hey, I see we're paired up. So, you know, mentor, can we find some time, you know, in the next 2 days or something? Here's what my availability, all those kinds of things. And you can do all that through DM, all that coordination.
Yeah, yeah. I just suspect that our schedules might be a bit tight depending on, you know, whatever. So that, okay.
Yeah, for sure.
It's wrote that in the chat too to solidify it. Oh, it says, oh my gosh, autocorrect. College developers, Collabby developers is what that was supposed to be before autocorrected.
Collage.
Collage developers. Reach out to schedule. Collabby.
Yeah.
Nope.
E-Collabby. That's a good one. I like that. We're kind of all E-Collabbies. Yeah, anything else? Cool. So excited about it. It's a lot of fun, and it's a nice, I mean, for us, like we run 25 teams now or something. It's like, it's fun to kind of do a little change of pace and do, focus on kind of this last mile of getting you actual jobs. It's the whole reason that Collab Lab exists. And Career Lab kind of came about because we had a board meeting back earlier in the year, and we're thinking about, like, in 5 years, what do we want to do with Collab Lab? Do we want it to be bigger and kind of all over the world and, like, dozens of teams running? And we're like, I mean, the whole thing is, like, the whole point is to get people jobs. So maybe we keep the core program pretty focused and add this Career Lab aspect to it. Just kind of like see if we can really, like, make the full push through, like, learning those team skills and then actually getting into the industry. Because once you are there, we are confident that you're gonna, kind of pull people up who are coming behind you, and just kind of help make the whole industry more inclusive. So, yep, super excited about it all.
So I guess that takes us to the very next thing that you will need to do. I'm looking at Notion, is the LinkedIn asynchronous stuff, what to include on your profile. Go through, watch those videos, start getting your LinkedIn updated based on the guidance there. And once you've done that, send your LinkedIn to the mentor that you're paired up with in Notion.
Yep. So yeah, so you have, a day or two to get that together, and we'll have that session on Tuesday, and then I think it's Wednesday when we start. We have the Q&A session. Thursday is when you need to have your LinkedIn actually kind of done and ready for the mentor to review, and then they'll take a couple days to do that and give you feedback. So that's what's next.
There are calendar events for all of the actual presentations and meetings that we have scheduled, not your pairings. If you don't have those on your calendar, let me know and I can make sure you get invited.
Cool.
Good.
Anything else? Any last minute questions or comments or anything? We're good? Awesome.
Okay, then we will see you all next week when we're career labbing.
Yeah. All right, good luck. Let us know if you have any questions about the LinkedIn stuff that you see, that, that those videos or anything. We'll see you in the Career Lab channel.
All right.
Take care. Thanks, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.